Cool. So, hi everyone. I'm here today with Tritha, who I am right at the outset. I'd just like to say that I'm very jealous of her because she gets to spend her time in Goa and she's a musician and she gets to hang out with all these cool people and go to festivals which are called the Pagli Carnival and the Pagli Festival. And she's surrounded by fire eaters and musicians. She's a musician herself. Now, before delving into a lot of the other facts of how she became a musician, etc., I'd like to first ask her that she was part of, she got to go to the Cannes Festival in 2019. I want to know how
Yeah.
do you get to go to the Cannes Festival? Because I've only seen it on YouTube. Okay, I've only seen Leonardo DiCaprio talk about it. How did you actually get to go there? Who did you meet? What was the experience like? Please tell us.
All right. So thank you, Kabir, for having me on this show on your blog. Hi, everyone. I'm very happy to be here. And yes, I am surrounded by lovely people. And I get to go to these lovely festivals and carnivals because I think sometimes I just create them. So, yeah, this is part of my curation that I'm doing in Goa. Sometimes I sing, but sometimes I also curate events where I sing and I bring all the lovely people that I meet or who want to collaborate with me. And we call this the divine union because it's a union of conscious energies coming together. Pugly is a dear concept of mine as I was growing up. Pugly is what everyone used to call me as a little girl. So I guess that stayed. And a little mad streak in me is what I kept, especially for my musical channeling. And I think this is the mad streak that makes me meet the mad streak in others as well. And you included, Kabir. I love your comic, elements on social media and make me laugh so much. So thank you. Cutting to, I'm an Indian classical singer, and I think that has also a lot of good, vibrations because Indian classical is a very refined musical knowledge. I feel that has helped me to understand the vibration of sound in its truest form. And I feel the path I'm following is leading me to some really interesting places. And I would say I've already traveled 18 countries and taken my music, to all these places where I sometimes was doing Indian classical ragas and sometimes I'm doing psychedelic rock with these elements of Indian classical music in it. Now in Goa, I'm also trying my hands at production and DJing and all sorts of things, but always having music as my way to release and way to reach out to people. So after being a performer, like a live performer for almost 2 decades, I think people started feeling my music is also very visual. So a lot of filmmakers and friends who are making videos have started getting in touch, and they tell me that when you sing, I start seeing images and things like that. So something like that happened with regards to Cannes, because I mean that was never the plan. It was just a friend who was making, or who is rather making, a wonderful film about the sustainability of the planet, seen from the eyes of really wise children. So this film is called Voyage for Change, and or Voyage for Change. I have the little French accent, having lived in France for 14 summers. But and that's what I sing also in the title song, Voyage for Change. So the filmmaker is an Indian, but the production is a French production. And it all came about from an idea about how can we survive as a race, as a human race on this planet, but in coexistence with the planet instead of completely, depleting it from its resources that we as a human race need. So apparently some wise children has made us aware and given some really simple solutions of how to actually sustain ourselves. So this movie came about with now some crowdfunding is also happening. And a small 20-minute version of it was made. And the filmmaker, his name is Meg Atithi, Kabir. also. The second name of his is Kabir. So I call him Meg as a short term. That's how we all call him. So he got in touch saying that, hey, I heard about this singer. Those days I was living in New Delhi. And, I heard about you as a musician who is trying to do green music. Those days I was making this music called the album called Pachamama. Pachamama also means Mother Earth. And far away in South America, she is the only god or goddess celebrated, Mother Earth. This is why we are here, and this is how we are still here, is because of her nourishment towards us. If we think of her as a personified being, but so he heard about this and he said, I'm making this film, and I would love the children to meet someone like you, because sometimes when we grow up as children, we often also see musical, beings on stage, or, we see all sorts of inspiring people, right? So they wanted in the film also, for the children to meet some interesting personalities. And there was a Nobel laureate somewhere. There was permaculturist somewhere. There was a meditation person somewhere, where it was tried to be understood that even meditation is important for children. For them to declutter from wherever spaces they are coming, and then coming to school for taking new knowledge inside. So coming from different backgrounds, sometimes even broken homes, that, children can also benefit from having meditation. So this is also a very dear topic to me, apart from music. So I think I came in as the musical person. And while I was spending time with the children, and it went into a space of making a song together, where, Pachamama also came, and then was singing together. So then the filmmaker was like, I'm looking for someone to score the music, like to make the music of the film. So why don't you do it? So I was asked to do the title song of the film, which is Voyage for Change. And I ended up doing that. And then later on, he also made it into, like, he went deep into the skeleton of the music. Somewhere he took only the Tibetan bowl that I had used. Somewhere he used the voice. Somewhere he used, some claps in different parts of the film. So it became like a score, and finally he sent it to different festivals, film festivals, out of which Khan decided to take it out of the competition category and give it an honorary, like, award, saying, which is called the Poop the Cur, which means the cup of heart. And when we were there, the person who has actually, founded Khan, he was also there. He's like 65 years old now. And he was like, this is what I wanted this film festival to be, because we were in the positive cinema, which was giving hope, hopeful films about the future of our humanity and the planet. So this came under that category, and then the team was invited. So I was invited as well, and
This
my
was around in
filmmaker wanted me
2019,
to
you're
sing
saying?
the title song. This is in 2019, and then the children
2019, yeah.
came up, and everybody was singing together. Yeah, it was. I mean, I have to say, it was
So you were
not
there for
like
how many
a
days? What,
full-on
2, 3
red
days?
carpet. I was there for about 3 days, yeah. And, I mean, of course, the red carpet moments were mainly for our director. He wanted us to also go, but we always kept pushing him. But when the award happened, and it was, it was not exactly the, what we see, is as in the fiction category, which is more glamorized, like how the founder was saying that, it just became way too glamorized than my, imagination. But it was sometime in
That's
the
part of
day,
showbiz, so
and
had to happen. Okay, I think Tritha has got some Wi-Fi issue, because of which she's got stuck.
itself a
I
slot.
think some
And
strong winds blowing in Goa. Yeah, Tritha, you back?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me
Oh,
still?
yeah. I think there was some sort of a network issue and you got stuck over there, but you're back now. Yeah. No, so I was asking,
Yeah,
what
I'm back.
about,
Thanks for that.
did you get to see any of the famous international cinematic figures at the Cannes Festival? Did you get to interact with them? What was that like?
Yeah, I got to see Sylvester Stallone. I think Rambo 3 or Rambo 4 or Rambo 5. I don't know. I don't remember which one is it.
Yeah.
So I got
Rambo,
to
I think,
see
yeah. The
him.
next part of Rambo is probably going to be called Rambo Fights Arthritis. Yeah, okay, then.
So I saw him from far, and yeah, there was a big buzz. I saw also Michelle Yeoh. She's this, lady from the Asian origin. She's done these movies. I think she was in a
Crouching
James
Tiger, Hidden
Bond.
Dragon.
Exactly, a film that I
She's
really
also,
like.
she
So
was
I
also
really
the
wanted
Bond
to
girl
see
in
her.
Tomorrow Never Dies with Pierce Brosnan, if I'm not wrong.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
on my Instagram,
Oh,
you'll
she's a
see
big deal.
pictures. I went to her also, she's this amazing woman. I wanted to meet her and rub shoulders with an amazing woman, being one myself. So I went and took some pictures. There was also a fake Michael Jackson. I almost thought, oh my God, Michael Jackson is back. But, this guy was like, dressed up like that and everybody was going to him and he was looking so like Michael Jackson. So yeah, I had my, moment. It was very overwhelming. And there were some parties on the boats. That actually is quite. I've been to so many film festivals also. I've scored music for a lot of documentaries. So sometimes I've got invited at the IFFI in Goa Film Festival. I've also been in the Nandan, Film Festival in Calcutta. When I was still in college, I studied mass communication and videography. So my degree film was chosen also for the short film category, so I got also invited there. But I what I see and what I'm feeling is that my music is now going more towards the visual space, towards films and towards, so which is a nice journey for me, because I've done about 16 albums now, and now two or three scorings that I've done has suddenly been at the Cannes or at the first one I did was called Chitranjali, which is a film about a Polish painter who painted the whole of the Umaid Bhavan Palace and Mehrangarh Fort. So the Polish government and the prime minister and all these people got involved. The Maharaja of Jodhpur got involved, and then I was brought in and I was watching all these paintings to be inspired to make the music of it. So everything is becoming like big. The second film I did went to Cannes. So I'm just feeling that, okay, maybe the universe is pushing me into this direction of pouring. So I'm enjoying that. And of course, I do my one odd gigs in Goa because I live here. But the idea is to also go out of Goa at some point and keep sharing my music. And yeah, I had some lovely bands and projects, over the years. And I had
Tritha
this French
Electric and
musician.
Tritha and Martin. Yeah, the ones which I've heard of. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So these are the two main ones, which was bit cross-continental between France and India. And you will see a lot of the videos on YouTube of both these projects. And I also made a third project very close to my heart called Space, which was with some women. This was like my give back after living really liberated in a liberated way in France and all. When I used to come back to India, seeing the condition of the women, have made me feel that what can we do, what can I do. So I felt maybe writing songs or working with other women who have things to say about Indian
I think
women in
that's the one
this
which Ritika
time.
was a part of.
Yes, Ritika is also a part of
Ritika
it.
and also
And
Sanjana, if I'm not wrong.
Sanjana, she came, in one of the gigs and did a poetry. And basically, we were pushing all sorts of women, not necessarily professional artists or musicians only, or
It
we
was
were
like a
just
safe
trying to
collective
bring
space
out.
for women. I think that's what I make of it.
Yeah, exactly. And the acronym also came about to us after 8 years of existence. It was like a third project, a social entrepreneurship project of mine, which stood for Stop Patriarchy and Choose Equality, because I think patriarchy is not something that only women suffer from, but because of the pressures of to the family. and all these things, So we felt that maybe it's time to address that we can hold hands together as men and women and go towards a nice human race. So I feel most of my projects, even in my Tritha Electric project, I often like to make concept albums. So Pagli was that. It was a journey
Hmm.
of an Indian woman from traditions to modernity through discovering freedom and discovering, maybe
Okay,
going through some mad.
At Pagli, I'll have to pause you over there. At Pagli, I'll have to pause you
Yeah.
over there because the timer is ticking, and I think we've just run into the 15 minutes thing. So what I'm going to do is we're going to be putting this out on social media very soon, but there are so many other things to talk about. So probably I'll be getting back to you again next week or after 2 weeks
Great.
to talk about more
We
things.
should
But
do
thank you
some
so much
episodes.
for
Yeah.
joining us today. And
Yeah. You're welcome.
yeah, I mean, more interesting things to come, and may our lives also become as interesting as yours.
Oh God, thank you so much. I'm sure everybody's life is very interesting already. Everybody can be worth a book. This is what I realize and I get inspired from and write my song. So thank you so much, Kabir. Let's make this like an episode. May do a weekly with me if you want, and I can
Done.
share all my views, and so that more people benefit and get inspired, and maybe reach out to me and we do some things together.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll do that. Anyways, thanks a lot. Take care, and we'll see you soon.